I skated by my last victory. I've been unlucky before as well. Let's keep the momentum rolling. What does that put me at? Forget already. 6 in a row? Yes. I think we're getting close to mate here. Boy, I need to take a break. I've been talking about ideas that weren't completely relevant. Because, of course, I can't go there. The queen covers. Okay, so if I discover, my queen still protects my rook. So the knight's not necessary there. The bishop sees. You can't go there. You can't go there. You can't go there. Is that mate? Anywhere my knight goes is mate, isn't it? Boom. King can't go that way. I believe so. Let's actually review that. It'll be good if there's any beginners that watch this. And it'll get my right for some higher rated enemies. That is checkmate, isn't it? Okay. Sprint to castle. Nah, I don't like them when they don't play the open Sicilian. I haven't studied that much. Or variations much, I should say. Something like that would be the wrong approach because I can come and check first. So you don't want to make a queen move, really. But I do like that you're burning a lot of clock here on a pretty irrelevant move. It's fine. Probably. Could have also went with my queen, probably. Just relinquished my castling rights. Be all right. Shit. Maybe not. But maybe also. Fuck. Use your time. Give yourself a chance here. Jeez, Dayton. It's all right. Can we get lucky here? All right. Call it a warm up. A sad one at that. I like to go there. Less than lovely. Less than lovely. Focus, Dayton. Focus, man. I can protect that pawn. Pretty sure. You trap it? Gosh darn it, Dayton. Focus, man. Thank God for you. We're going one more. Gotta get my routines. Review. It's sloppy right now. I haven't been playing much lately either. Damn it, Dayton. Thank you for not punishing me. It's a rare time I like this situation where my bishop doesn't have a lot of options to backtrack. Surely I'm fine like that, right? I love how this is going. An interesting move by me there. No, it's not. No, it kind of is. Okay. Faster, Dayton. You're fine here. You're really fine. Did you just resign that? You sad, sad athlete. You sad athlete. The chess gods are going to punish you. They are going to intervene in your romantic relationships. They are going to intervene in your family life. Depending on how your career is going, they might ruin that too. They're going to reward me. They already did. Now let's use this as a chance to get on track. Control our brain. That's the only move that works? Why? I thought it was the best move, but I was seeing that. I don't understand. At a glance. Yeah. 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 That was right. Okay. I'm just guessing. It's called instincts. It's called instincts. It's called natural talent. Plus, I read way too much. See, what I was saying is don't you just, doesn't the enemy just go there? Ba-boom. Ba-boom. You win a pawn. And if 2,000 level enemies don't want central pawns, I would encourage chess.com to reevaluate their rating and or just stop playing chess for a while. I've been there. Sometimes when you play too much, you just forget that pawns are good to have. You want knight takes? I don't understand. Because if knight takes, then you can push that pawn. I guess you don't want to push that pawn. Interesting. You want e4. Of course, I considered e4. That makes sense. Because then you're just going to be buried. E4, still likes e4. Okay. Now I'm going there. It's probably the move I would have made if I were the opponent. That's not the best move, though. F6 is uncomfortable for me. Maybe I read too much into that Ben Feingold video, and that's a terrible decision. This is why I say, give me adults with an IQ of 120, 130. Seems to be the lower side of what it would take to become a chess master. All you have to do, it's uncharacteristic of a 2000, but to reach at least 1800 in all time controls, you will get one mistake, not quite that obvious and bad, but sometimes. You have to find it, and you have to not make your own to be what I would consider a good intermediate online player. Very simple. And how to think about that so we don't make that mistake is also very simple. Count. That's the answer. Count. Clearly, I'm threatening that. I want that. That's why I made the queen move. So looking from white's perspective now, which is what you should try to do, especially in longer time controls when you can even walk around the board to the other side and over the board chess. But clearly, my knight wants to move because then my bishop will see. And I have double pressure there. So my bishop helps my queen. You're in trouble. Now, the challenge for me before and why I wasn't winning by a lot, it's pretty even, is that knight has nowhere to move. That's a problem for white. Now, you gave me an option. So you have to take back, and now I'm also threatening doubly. And where the opponent didn't consider, likely was hoping for something with the rook, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And you can't escape the back rank, which is probably one of the reasons e4 would have been good earlier, because these pawns are backed up. And it would be a nice situation to be able to escape the back rank, buy yourself time to steal my bishop, but, or because your bishop and or queen are protecting your rook, but it doesn't matter. These pawns give you no space to breathe. Fine game by me, really just bad by the opponent, and why online chess is a good tool overall, but alone it can develop bad habits. That's a sexy move. I made it because I knew it was fine. I was lower on time. I realized I was going to be winning. Of course, it will open up the enemy king. But it turns out that was the best move. I didn't expect that. What was another fine move? Rook d5. Makes a lot of sense. Rook d5, because if something like that is irrelevant, because my bishop would slide back. It is. I made the only good move, and I made it fast. And rarely is a move so bad if it accomplishes some purpose in speed chess. Only in speed chess. If it accomplishes something, again, it turns out that was the best move. But all I know is it's going to accomplish something, which is going to open up the king. King's already not doing great. And I made it fast. If we accomplish something, we do so fast, the possible loss of another thing or not making the best move, clock is more valuable. And I again made that move fast. When it's not super complicated, I usually see 2 to 3 moves in speed chess even. Of course, I saw the risk of that opening up. I knew that pawn was going to want to move. And since that's blocking the checkmate threat, I can get away with that. And now my bishop's going to wreak havoc. You will not be easily castling. It's very unpleasant for the enemy. Okay. Let's look at our other games. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole of letting our mind just race and race and race. It's tempting because chess is it's a painful type of fun, but it is a fun game. How is that? Yeah, well, because I had to take there. And yeah, simply defend the pawn. But good practice. It's not a good thing to do when we are playing for rating. But situations like that are good practice. Something I do need to practice. Again, thank God for you not ruining me. I deserved it. Another good thing to practice when I do make an error like that, or I blunder a pawn, I don't accomplish the opening principles. When I do that, I need to not just try to trade queens and trade stuff. I need to fight, especially when I'm better than most of these players. At the club, I'm not. St. Louis has very good chess. Online until at least 2000, I'm better in all time controls. And it's not extremely close when I'm locked in. But I wouldn't say I'm a lot better. 2000. 2000 is just about me. Just about pinpoint accuracy as to my current online skill level. You know my ex, so that makes it all feel complicated. Yeah. I thought so. But if boom, then there, then I go there, you have to retreat your knight, and then I would have to make that move anyway, which I guess is better than what happened still. Yeah, because there's no rook. Dayton. Still winning, but not by that much. That's a good move. It's a suspiciously good move, I guess. But I got myself in that pickle. So I totally deserved it. Stop! Right? No, because then boom. Check, then steals. Yeah, I need to see that. Absolutely. Absolutely need to see that. Where can your queen go? Or your knight go? Queen g4. And I just retreat. Understood. Okay. My peak is 1989. Let's slow it down with one rapid. I'll play a song, most likely. I'll see how I'm feeling. I need to be over 2,000 in Blitz before Friday to justify. Ooh, here we go. Black pieces, don't give up on me. Oh, shoot. I forgot to change the settings. Fine. I can't pass that opportunity up. Let's be nice and slow. I want to take that away. It's not really a problem either, though. See, now I allow that is the problem. Now we're fine. We're still fine. I need to work on this little maneuver here, but we'll be okay. Faster. Damn it. Speed it up and you'll be okay. Should be fine. Quick, give yourself a chance. Ah, no, we're good. We're good. No, we're more than good. We're great. That's fine. Do it quick. Whatever you do, do it quick. Give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance. Bad decision. I win because you have to go backwards, and your bishop is trapped. If you don't have time to figure it out. I didn't even figure it out. I'm better than you. Get beat at chess. Okay. 99.3 percentile, please. Thought so. You're grown up. Erica, you doing okay? Let's go. That's nothing. You go walk with Dad? Play one song? Sorry, I'll come with you, okay? I swear to God, I'm never falling in love. Then shut up. I can't get enough of it. I swear to God, I'm never fall in love. I'm never fall in love. I can't get enough of it. First off, I'm not sorry. Won't apologize to nobody. You play like I'm invisible. Girl, don't act like you ain't saw me. Last year was a mess and now I acted was beyond me. But the past still revolves me. You text me, I ain't responding. Now shit's done changed. Go a separate way. I'm playing little bitch chess too. One of the downsides to knowing you're better. You can always win if you don't mess up. See? Little bitch chess. Come on, dude. That's... yeah. Boy. See, it's suspicious that you get that rating. Interesting. See how, again, and I think there's a level of panic when you're losing to a low-rated player, but it's just very bad. But chess is a hard game. And speed chess is even harder. My rating's mostly for show. I want to be a chess player. Online chess is not the way you prove yourself. Important decision there. It's tempting as a beginner to maybe do something like this. But then after, boom, then I guess I'm supposed to, but I don't have time to get that pawn I just got, remove my bishop from danger in any way, and then not run into, like if I do that, the issue is this fork happens. And then I have to give you my bishop. Only getting a pawn, that's a problem. Big problem. So I read that correctly. It took me a little longer than it should have, but there's more lack of focus than it was not seeing it. Got to get more comfortable here. My golden rule, which again is why I say I can get anyone with a positive attitude and at least 110, 120 IQ, ideally higher, but that's I've read 1/3. I did a lot of research when I was reviewing code about what the human brain could do, which also led to my decision to risk my corporate job. When I say risk, I don't mean I'm a monster or I fucking wanted to do anything bad to the company. I should not be in that position where I'm risking my job by simply doing it well. Well, Google the H-1B program, that's where I was at. But the confidence to not be a little bitch, which H-1B abuse is illegal, came from my interest in learning. Walmart's courses, realizing I could learn. That's what really hurt, is Walmart corporate did a lot for me. My former leadership did some, but no more than every other leader did. My point is, Walmart did a great job. Their internship team did a great job. Their executive team did a great job welcoming the interns. One manager was just one manager of many who received a former intern on a full-time offer. And for the company to allow, though they did a lot of good things for me, one boss to do that or think he or she can do that is absolutely disgusting. But learning code, reading about the Polgar sisters, which is my first introduction when I used their story in the book I read about them in to teach myself code. I figured that would be my life. I didn't know the laws at that time, early in COVID. I thought I was supposed to get good. But when I realized I can learn, of course, not as well as a child, it gave me and it gives everyone the confidence to not be stuck in a bad relationship, in a bad job. And that's one of my unselfish missions for this, aside from, again, I don't want to go back to the corporate world, especially the way it is right now. But there are a lot of things we can teach ourselves, and there's some things we have to have help with. And I am mature enough in some ways to accept that. I will have to have consistent coaching at some level. Over the board, I'm already hitting some plateaus. And one of the things is I got to be comfortable with this. I don't need to be restricting my bishop's scope simply because of my general rule of a pin removed is more valuable, much more valuable than a pin acquired. That is the law. If you are interested in becoming an 1800 level online chess player quickly, which I will get you there. It's a lot of memorization, not just of common positions and openings, but of rules. And that's a rule. Always remove the pin. And that's what I was doing. But you can see I cost myself 2 moves and a lot of control over the board doing so. A big weakness in my, especially online game. Over the board, I have time to think and figure it out. I'm smart enough where I just simply think. A much better square for my bishop, of course. Then bishop c4. Good square for yours as well. Queen e7, so it does want to be there. And I probably just need to see a lot of situations where how does this unveil over here? See, now why would you give up that pin? That's what I don't get. I like to look at reasonable lines where if you let that sit there forever, how do I get my queen involved? Because I, of course, really can't double that. I want to just take on c4? Really? Why? Is that really worth it? See, so you're going to fight to keep that pin, of course. I don't get it. I don't get it. So I have time to threaten. But you'd probably prefer to be there anyway. Now can I move my queen? See, that's ridiculous. Because it kind of... But then you go... No, because my bishop is controlling nice side. I see it's hard for a human at my level. I just see risk. I see too much risk. I'm over worrying about it. But in speed chess, when I'm doing fine, I guess it's not bad to over worry in that situation because it's going to give me time to recover. I just feel like that bishop is too easy to chase. Eventually, that's not going to be able to control. But apparently, I'm wrong. So what if you do like this? Well, I guess true, because anything you do to try to threaten it and then cover my bishop and the rook with your queen, I am going to slide it. It's going to be protected very nicely. Fuck. That's one of the most important things. I'm not that good at it, but I feel like a lot of people I'm a lot better at tactics than most of this level. In part because I'm smarter than them, and in part because I've drilled a lot more after hearing grandmasters talk about the importance of tactics until you get really pretty close to their level, at least a master. But one of the things I would say a lot of intermediates have to figure out is when to make this ever important push in this predicament where you double pressure. You could sack. It's definitely not the engine move. You're weakening your king. At what point do we make that push? To relieve the pin and chase pieces away. Because generally we don't want to push pawns in front of our king too much, but if it accomplishes a goal, freeze our pieces, and it's not actually dangerous, of course it's a good thing to do. I struggle with when to do that, which is why I developed my general rule of a pin removed is more valuable, much more valuable than a pin acquired. Another general rule, not that it applies in any of the games I just played, sprint to castle, then pause. Almost look at it as not just the open, middle, and end game, though that's not a bad thing to do, but look at it as opening plus 1 point, middle game plus 1 point. End game, it's harder to pre-prepare focus points because you never know how it's going to happen. The lower levels, it's common to have the same pieces in the end game. But one of my plateaus around 1400, which I've made some mistakes. I've lost some games. B-Day, I'm like 1489. But I won a lot before then. I got real close to 1500 USCF too. And I overcame that after a lot of failure when it was pretty equal, but we had different types of material and there were different types of advantages. Because at the beginner to intermediate levels over the board, I was used to, okay, it's a rook and a rook. We both have 2 pawns. Maybe the structure is slightly different. I need to factor that in. But I was, again, smart enough to just think through that, even with very little formal training. But once it got to, bishops, 2 bishops and a pawn versus a rook and 2 or 3 pawns, that really fucked with me. And if it weren't for the fact I was simply trying to get better, I would have offered some draws. So again, my point, the game, I wouldn't prepare. But everything else I would definitely prepare. It would be interesting to pull some type of really advanced report on my play, because usually when I was streaming, I would announce my focus points. And even when I wasn't, I did write them down before I moved to St. Louis, and I was still very much a beginner. One of the most uncomfortable but probably important focus points was just experimenting with my queen, because I mostly early on watched Botez Live and Daniel Naroditsky, and all I knew was I wasn't supposed to bring my queen out early. I understood generally why. So for probably a couple of weeks, I would just bring my queen out in stupid situations. Maybe not always early, but where I just knew it wasn't a good idea, and I would try to protect it. Sometimes I would try to attack with it. I'd have a different thing I was trying to do while bringing my queen out early. That's all I cared about for those games. If I lost them, fine. If I won them, great. If I opened like Tyler won, which is dog shit openings, he's so restricting his potential, it doesn't matter. I was working on that thing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a way to actually train the end game during the game. I mean, there's ways to, of course, do in-game practice, but I think a lot of people overtrain, even overdo puzzles. And like in football, there are some people like Cody Schrader from the Zoo. He's a running back. He's not fast for that level, for the NFL level. He's not strong for that level, even the SEC level. But he was just a really good player. A lot of people could outlift him. A lot of people could outperform him in the metrics, but he's still in the NFL, and they're not. And that's why I don't put as much weight on courses and puzzles as probably some do. And I might not be a good fit for chess business because of that reason. You can do all the puzzles. Of course, it should translate, but I would never focus on puzzles or recommend someone do so until I'm sure they have enough of the right mental attitude to apply them during the game and think during the game. Kind of like why I don't watch really any grandmaster besides Daniel Naroditsky. And Hikaru, if it's a pre-recorded thing, and I know exactly what he's going to teach me. But a lot of grandmasters, even though it's brilliant, their games, how they're explaining them, it's helpful, but not right before I play. I've lost to several, like 1300s. And again, I'm between 1400 and 1500, closer to 1500 over the board, and I might shatter that soon. I think I will, because I'm 2000 online. There's no way I should be that low. But I'll try to apply something. And anything a grandmaster is going to teach us, it's probably advanced. Otherwise, they would have turned it over to, again, the Botez sisters, Gotham Chess. Not that they're bad players, but they focus on introductory tactics and ideas as well as more advanced. Grandmasters, you don't see Magnus Carlsen dumbing it down too much. And when we try to apply something he did, one, the situation might not call for it. Two, we would have to analyze the situation, accurately deem it is similar enough to that game Magnus or Levon Aroni and any of the top players explained, then execute the full idea. Which, even if we do remember it and we understand it enough to do so, the chances of a beginner, intermediate, or even advanced player fighting the way the enemy did in that Grandmaster video is basically zero. So when I try to apply an idea I recently learned or studied from a Grandmaster game or lecture, I get the first move or a couple moves right. I understand what I'm trying to do, and either it goes a different direction than it was supposed to, or I don't complete the process or make adjustments along the way. So I've just learned to not. Moral of this rant that lasted too long. Hello, viewer. Goodbye, viewer. Because I'll get you 1800. Don't listen to me rant when I'm talking to basically nobody but myself. Let me watch you. I don't want to play chess. I want to watch you do it. Okay. I had this pulled up. And I do want to play it, actually. First, I want to see it. I can't play that. There's no play button on this one. You know. What key is that? A, B, D, E. Probably flat major. Probably doesn't have that either, does it? No. A flat. Whole step to C. Whole step to D, so that's not right. No, A flat, whole step to B flat. C natural, half step to D flat, whole step D flat. It is a flat major. You know ways that makes it all feel complicated, yeah. I read those texts you sent to yours, but I never say it, yeah. You walked in my... And I'm not sure what those are because those are not relevant chords. 2 a.m. Because my boy's no girl is your best friend. Act like you don't see me, we'll play pretend. Your eyes already told me what you never said. Now we're in the back seat of a black car going home, and she asked me, is it wrong if I come up with you? We're both drunk on the elevator when I kiss you for the first time in New York City, yeah. I swear to God, I'll never fall in love. Then you showed up and I can't get enough of it. I swear to God, I'll never fall in love. Never fall in love. Now I can't get enough of it. First off, I'm not sorry. I won't apologize to nobody. Play like I'm invisible. But don't act like you ain't saw me. Last year was a mess and now I acted it was beyond me. The past still revolves me. You text me, I ain't responding. Now done change. Go our separate ways. But look at this damage you did to me. I still want nothing to do between you and me. Please don't say nothing. It all sounds so true to me. We don't got nothing to say. Hey, I swear to God, I'll never fall in love. Showed up and I can't get enough of it. There we go. That's how I do it. You know my ex, so that makes it all feel complicated, yeah. It all seems complicated. I read those texts that you sent to yours, but I'll never say it, yeah. You walked in my life at 2 a.m. Cause my boy's new girl is your best friend. Act like you don't see me, we'll play pretend. Your eyes already told me what you never said. Now we're in the backseat of a black car
going home when she asked me, is it wrong if I come up with you? We're both drunk on the elevator when I kissed you for the first time. New York City, I swear to God, I'll never fall in love. Then you showed up and I can't get enough of it. I swear to God,
It's like 3-4 timing or something weird.
never fall in love. Never fall in love. I can't get enough. First off, I'm not sorry. I don't want to apologize to nobody. Play like I'm invisible. Girl, don't act like you ain't saw me. Last year was a mess and how I acted was beyond.
That's what it is.
That still revolves me. Text me, I ain't responding. But now shit's done. Now shit's done change. Go our separate ways. But look at this damage you did to me. I still want nothing to do between you and me. Please don't say nothing, it all sounds so true. But I got nothing to say.